quiet. Oh, goodbye. Oh, I'm na visa knife, man. Oh, fantastic. Oh, lovely. Okay. Uh, oh, fantastic. Emirates. Sana. Mm, mm. Fantastic. So, Kuya, for how long? Yeah. Okay. Mm, mm. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, ciao, Amechumayo. Congratulations. Mueve na chinsadi. Mm. Oh, fantastic. Now, mwesha na kweshe. Mm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, congratulations. Oh, chachina. Oh, ciao. Congratulations, Mayo. Wonderful. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, kwisa. Kwa kanyama. Oh, puisha. Oh, fantastic. Wonderful. I think tukesa instanshi. Oh, okay. 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 All right. 13 hours. 13 hours. Oh, 14 hours. Okay. That's fine. Thank you. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry, that's my mother calling me. She's got some good news. Okay, guys, before I leave, thank you for being so patient. Goodness, this is what happens when you're working and then you decide to discuss a topical issue and then your mother calls you. Hello, watching is somebody's watching us from Baghdad, Iraq. Baghdad, Iraq. Disclaimer note or notice there. I can't see the disclaimer note. Yeah, I need to do that. I do. I'm going to get to it. Guys, thank you so much, Mr. Online. Mr. Online. This is this. Can you believe this? I got people calling me Mr. Kelvin Chunga is calling me Mr. Online. Good evening, everybody. Hello, Desai, Mr. Desai. Bless you. Thank you so much for being with us for a few minutes. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, please tell me in the comments below so that we can get the show on the road. As is my custom, I like making sure that you can hear me before I proceed with my little 2 cents worth. Become a bootlicker to one of the adopted. Listen to this here. Read this comment here. Oh, no, not that one. Watching SML TV when Wapula. Thank you so much. But the one I wanted to highlight this comment. He says, become a bootlicker to the ones adopted. All right, real quick, guys. Before I go home, I'm at the office. I'm about to leave in a few minutes. Please forgive me for that. That was my mother calling me. She had some good news for me and for her. Good news concerning her. So she, my mother tells me everything. If a cat crossed the road and my mother saw it, I'm not kidding you. She would call me to tell me that she would say, you're not going to believe. I just saw a cat cross the road. She tells me everything. That's not a bad thing, by the way. I'm not that I'm complaining, okay? Not that I'm complaining. Great, loud and clear. All right, real quick, before I leave, I just wanted to share something with you that it's been on my heart last 72 hours. Okay, I see a lot of, in the political space, I see a lot of people that feel dejected and rejected when they're not adopted. And it's a human reaction, you know, when someone basically says to you, we prefer someone else over you. It's a form of rejection. And nobody likes to be rejected. It doesn't matter who it is, whether it's a 3-year-old or a 33-year-old or a 93-year-old. Nobody likes to be rejected. Nobody likes to be passed over. It's like there's some of you that work in companies and corporations, reputable corporate. I'm not talking about Simoson. I'm talking about, you know, proper companies out there that you've been working there for a while, and you're doing everything within your power to be a good employee and to bring a value to the table, to be a team player, to be a leader in your department. And there gets a point where you feel that a promotion's coming up and they pass you over and they promote someone else. It's the same feeling. It's a horrible feeling. To be rejected is a horrible feeling. And it's no different whenever you're involved in politics and you decide to put your name forward for adoption. And then you go through all of the rigmarole. You know the word rigmarole? You go through all the antics. You jump through all the hoops. You play by all the rules. You do everything that's required of you. And you're in your mind, you're in it to win it. You know that phrase, I'm in it to win it, you know. And then when the score comes out, you fall short. And you begin to think to yourself, what was all this for? Why did I bother myself to do everything I could to do the right thing, to cross the right T's, to dot the right I's, and to pander as much as I can? What was all this for? If they didn't choose me, what was it that I didn't do that they felt that I needed to do? Why didn't they adopt me? It's a real place. Now, here's my advice. I'm not sure what you guys think, but this is what I think. Grin and bear it, especially when you're a politician. It's a little different when you're in the corporate world, but when you're a politician, one of the key words, and we don't really use this word much anymore, especially in this dispensation. We're living in a dispensation now, folks, in the Zambian political space, where this word here, loyalty, is almost non-existent. And I think that's sad. I think that, you know, whenever you talk about politics in the Zambian context, very seldom do you talk about loyalty. There are very few people that are loyal to their party. There are lots of people that are loyal as long as the party does what they want. Oh, then they're loyal. Ichipani. Yes. Whatever group you belong to. But the moment they kick you to the curb, the moment they say to you, step aside, we have someone else in mind, The moment they look at you and say, we're going to pass over you now because we don't think that you're the person we're looking for at this time. It's a painful thing. Very few people stay on board and say, you know what? I'll wait my turn. I'll still, because I believe in the ideology of the party. I hold fast to the tenets of our party and our policies and what we believe and what we stand for. Even though you have rejected me, I stand with you because this is my party. How many people do you know that do that? Very few. Now, guys, I can only draw from my experience. I'm going to give you an experience, and I know many of you, you're going to get upset. You're going to start saying to me, well, not everything is about your father. Well, because he was my example. Let me take you back to a time when President Chiluba, the second Republican president of this country, the UNIP, the first major party in our country that took over government, formed government, was called UNIP, led by Dr. Kenneth Kaunda. 27 years he was president. And then finally in 1991, plural politics was introduced to the Zambian political space. And a young man by the name of Frederick Jacob Titus Chiluba led a party called the MMD. And they grabbed the reins of power and service from Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, and they formed government in 1991. Now, back in those days, it was fashionable for guys from UNIP to jump ship, literally jump ship. They'd say, you know what? UNIP it's dead. It's no more. We're not going to stick with it. We're done. And to some degree, for good reason. It was a different time then. Lots of people left UNIP and joined the MMD. It was not only fashionable, it was the signs of the times. The time had arrived for the MMD to do what they needed to do in order to steer this nation in their direction. But one of the things that happened was that you had a remnant of people, a remnant. You know what a remnant is? A small cluster of people. Namely, and one of those people was my dad. My father never left UNIP, even when it was fashionable to leave UNIP. Guys, I remember there were so many guys from the MMD who used to come and see my dad and say, well, why don't you join us? Why don't you join this wave of democracy that's sweeping across this land? You're leaving yourself behind, Mwewa. You're holding on to an antiquated way of life. Zambia has moved beyond UNIP. Zambia has evolved, Mwewa, and you have to evolve with it, they told my dad. My dad said, thank you, but no thank you. I'm staying right here. And there were times I would talk to my dad and I'd say, but why are you doing that? And he would always say to me, loyalty. I believe what I believe. Loyalty. That other group over there, talking about the MMD, this was my dad now saying to me, he said, that other group over there, I don't believe what they believe. I don't have the same mindset that they have. My philosophy is different from theirs. So why would I join someone that I don't believe in? And he'd always say to me, he'd say, son, loyalty trumps everything else. You know the word Trump? I don't mean President Trump. The word Trump speaks louder than anything else. If I say to you, If I say to you, for instance, honesty trumps bravery, what I'm saying is honesty is more valuable than bravery. So my dad would say to me, loyalty trumps everything else. Now, I said all of that to say this. We are living in a time where there is no such thing as loyalty in Zambian politics. Unfortunately, so many politicians switch, move, transfer. We are living in a time of political convenience. What is convenient for me? Regardless of what I feel, regardless of what I believe, regardless of the tenets that we hold dear, whichever political party you are, there are people that involve themselves in politics that are not loyalists. They are not ideologists. They don't believe in the tenets of their party. All they know is what is good for me. What's going to serve me? Guys, I think that's the wrong way to go. If you're going to join politics, do it because you want to serve, and do it because you are aligning yourself with a political party that holds your belief system. Don't just do it to do it. Am I making sense? I'm pretty sure I am. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments below. I got to go. I can't be here all night talking to you guys. All right. Oh, here's a comment. You do what you feel is right for you. Well, I disagree with that completely. Do what is right for the nation. You know, the word of God says, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and then all these things shall be added unto you. You know what he was saying? He was saying, you do the right things first, and everything else will follow in line. But if you straight out of the gate talk about what's in it for me, how am I going to benefit? How full is my plate going to be before you make me come to your side? That's wrong, man. That ain't politics. That's self-aggrandizement. And our generation has degenerated into this cesspool of selfishness where all you do is think about you and yours. Whatever happened to God and country? God, give me a handful of politicians that say, I want to serve my people first. Not, yeah, these days, you ask any one of, regardless of where they're from, regardless of the political party that they belong to, you ask any one of them, tell me the tenets of your faith, your political faith. Outline one or two policies of your party that benefit the Zambian people. They won't even know they won't know anything. They'll just shout, it's your party. That's crazy. Oh, here's a comment. Here's a comment. SML. It's not loyalty. We are seeing it. Self-gain, selfish is a word, and desperation. Yes. That's what it is. That's what it is. So here's my advice. Here's the question. Here's the question. I'm going to be on here for 2 minutes, and I have to leave. What to do when your party doesn't adopt you? Grin and bear it. If you truly believe that party is where you're supposed to be, grin and bear it. Grin and bear it. Stay loyal. Stay faithful to that party. If you really truly believe that that's where you need to be, stay loyal. Do your part. Bring value, add value to that party. And I guarantee you, Over time, it'll show. And the right people will notice you. Now, I know that's a bit ambitious, especially in Zambian politics. Some of you say, notice you. If you notice you, we don't know anything about noticing. If we ubunga bulefwa kwa lelo. If you're learning, if you're noticing, if you're fiauko, if we kunga ndobunga takuli. We need it now. I laugh. I sound facetious, but I'm telling you. So here's my answer. Grin and bear it. Remain in your party. Be faithful to your party, whichever party that is, whether it's the left or the right, whether it's the greens or the reds or the purples or the blues. Just grin and bear it. Stay in there, hang in there, be faithful. Let the right people see you and notice you for who you are. And do it because you love your party. You do it from here, guys. Here. Are you with me? All right, guys, I gotta go. I can't be here all night talking to you guys. Goodness, I got things to do too, you know. Can I receive 2 phone calls from you? All right, I got to set this thing up because, I got to set it up. You know how they do. You can call me on WhatsApp if you want. 2 phone calls. Tell me what you think. What to do when your party doesn't adopt you. What do you think? Tell me in the comments below. Tell me over here. Give me a call. Roadcaster Pro, connected for calls and audio. I would love to hear your opinion. Give me a call on that number. Let me know what you think. What to do when your party doesn't adopt you. There are lots of people that are walking around tonight that are wounded. They feel rejected. To you, I say, young lady, young man, be strong. Grin and bear it. If you really love your party, if you really believe in the tenets, not tenants, tenets, your belief. If you really believe in the tenets of your party, be strong, stay where you are, be faithful, serve, and the right people will notice you, son. The right people will notice you, young lady. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
A very good evening to you, sir.
This is the Comrade Moyoribe calling from Mazabuka.
From Mazabuka. Murigaboto.
So tuligabo to Zimbabwe yatujaya.
Mkwaye.
Yeah, anyway, I'm very much happy for the job you are doing, sir. I think you are showing patriotism to our country.
Thank you,
You
sir.
see, we must have politicians who are going to, to put the interest of the country, not serving their own interest. This issue of if you are left for adoption, then you decide to defect to stand as an independent or going to another party. I think that's being ungenuine. Because if really you truly believe in the manifesto and the ideologies of the party, there is no need for you to jump into another party. You just have to stay. You play your part. You play your role in that political party. Then later on, do as much as you can so that at the end of the day, these people, they will notice you to say, this man has been very loyal to the party, and show what you can offer to the people.
Yes.
What courage you have to stand for the people and so on. I think those are the issues that we must look first. This issue of jumping from one political party to another, it will not solve anything. It will only worsen the situation because we need to have politics like the way they are played in America, not a situation where you have a bunch of people now trying to contest. I mean, everyone wants to be leader. If you want to be leader, be ready to be led as well. That's the way it should be. You should not only be there to lead, but also can you accept others to lead you? Otherwise, thank you very much, sir. Continue with your work. We really enjoy whenever you are talking. You always bring out issues that always touches everyone, regardless of the political affiliation. I think you've been doing the best. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
You too, sir. Thank you. Bless you. Good night.
Okay.
Thank you. If you know one of the best lines in that caller's line is, if you're willing, you need to be willing to be led if you want to be a leader. Everything's not always about the top, you know. Okay. Let me put my number. Oh, the number's on there. So give me a call. Tell me what you think, guys. Hello.
Yes, Mr. Moore.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm all right, thanks. How are you?
Fabulous. Go ahead.
Yes, this is Joseph calling you from Birmingham, England.
From Birmingham?
Yeah.
Wow. In England. That's wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm always joining you, Mr. Moore.
Thank you.
I think I'm always the first to join you.
I think so. And I noticed that, and I really appreciate you for that.
Yes, just about today's topic, Mr. Moore. I think our politics, I think you can't take any politician seriously anymore. Most of the politicians will say this one day and the next day will say the other thing. So I think it's almost the fashion in Zambia now to say something today and do something the next with our politicians. And I think the citizens no longer hold politicians to account. That's what the problem, I think, is.
I agree with that. Totally.
Yeah. So most of these people who are now jumping ship and going to another party in any other society would be held accountable for what they said or did before. But as a society, I think we let a lot of politicians just get away with a lot of these inconsistencies.
And that's the key word, inconsistencies. I mean, of course, we understand that, Zambian politics has its own brand of politics, but we also recognize that there are countries out there that they literally take you to task when you say one thing this year and then you say something else next year. They'll call you a flip flopper. They'll call you someone that's inconsistent, and they will hold you to that. And that is the determining factor. It could break you or make you.
Yes, and that's the challenge we have at the moment. Nobody's holding these politicians to account. Not even the journalists will actually. We've got everything on record most of the time. We've got their videos. They said this the other day, and they'll say this the next day, and nobody's actually saying, but you said this yesterday, or you were actually totally against this, and you swore you would never do this, but you just gone and done it.
Yeah, it's a challenge. Brother, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Mueller.
Appreciate the call. Take care.
Bye.
Guys, I have to go. It's 18:30. I can't be with you guys all night, okay? I need to go. God bless. We love you. And have a lovely evening. Peace.